The Untold History of Pre-Colonial Philippines. Close your eyes and imagine a time before Spanish galleons arrived, before colonial rule, a time when the islands of the Philippines thrived with powerful kingdoms, fearless warriors and trade networks stretching across the vast seas of Asia. This is a story lost to time, a history often overshadowed by colonial narratives. But today, we are diving deep into the incredible world of pre-colonial Philippines, where kings ruled, warriors fought, and entire civilizations flourished. Stay with us, because this is a story you don't want to miss. Before the Spanish set foot on Philippine soil in the 16th century, the archipelago was already home to well-established polities, independent kingdoms, rajanats, and sultanates. Each had its own government, military power, and thriving trade systems. One of the most powerful was the Kingdom of Tondo, which existed from at least the 10th century AD and dominated the Manila Bay area. Tondo wasn't just a small settlement, it was a major trading hub, interacting with merchants from China, India, and the Middle East. Gold, pearls, and spices flowed through its ports, making it one of the wealthiest kingdoms in Southeast Asia. The ruler of Tondo, known as Alakan, was respected not just for his leadership but for his military might. Meanwhile, in Mindanao, the Rajanate of Butuan thrived between the 10th and 12th centuries AD. Butuan was not just another kingdom. It was an advanced maritime power with direct trade ties to India and the Srivijaya Empire of Indonesia. The people of Butuan were known for their incredible boat-building skills and their expertise in crafting gold artifacts. Some historians even suggest that Butuan had sent trade missions to China as early as the 10th century AD, long before European explorers even knew the Philippines existed. These kingdoms had sophisticated societies, complete with governance systems, military forces, and vibrant cultures that made them formidable players in the region. Further south, the Sultanate of Sulu, established in the 15th century, became one of the most dominant forces in the region. Unlike other kingdoms, Sulu's influence stretched beyond the Philippines, reaching as far as the Middle East. Arab merchants and missionaries brought Islam to Sulu, shaping its governance and culture. The sultans of Sulu were not just rulers, they were powerful leaders who held alliances with major trading nations. The influence of these trade networks meant that the Philippines was far from an isolated archipelago. It was an essential part of the greater maritime world of Southeast Asia, constantly exchanging goods, ideas, and traditions. The pre-colonial Filipinos were not just traders, they were warriors. Battles were common among different polities, whether for expansion, defense, or control over trade routes. Each kingdom had its own elite warriors, trained in strategy, combat, and the use of legendary weapons. The art of war was ingrained in their societies, with extensive training passed down through generations. It was not just about brute force. Filipino warriors were known for their agility, cunning, and mastery of weapons that were both deadly and symbolically significant. Among these weapons, two stood out. The kampilan was a massive single-edged sword designed to deliver devastating blows. This was the weapon of Lapu-Lapu, the chieftain who defeated Ferdinand Magellan in the Battle of Mactan in 1521. The kampilan wasn't just a weapon, it was a symbol of power, often adorned with intricate carvings and gold inlays. The kris was a wavy-edged blade with mystical significance. Influenced by Indian and Malay designs, the kris was believed to possess spiritual powers. Warriors who wielded the kris were said to have a deep connection to their ancestors. It was passed down through generations, becoming both a weapon and a sacred heirloom. Other weapons included the bolo, used for both farming and combat, and the panabas, a massive cleaver-like blade designed to intimidate enemies. With these weapons, combined with agility and superior tactics, Filipino warriors earned a reputation as fierce and formidable fighters. The Philippines was never an isolated set of islands. Long before the arrival of Western colonizers, the people of the archipelago engaged in global trade and cultural exchange. Chinese traders exchanged porcelain, silk, and spices for Filipino gold, pearls, and beeswax. Many Chinese customs, such as firecrackers during celebrations and even some linguistic influences, remain in Filipino culture today. India played a massive role in shaping pre-colonial Filipino governance, mythology, and religious beliefs. Titles such as Raja and Lakan come from Sanskrit origins. Artistic motifs in Butuan gold artifacts also resemble Indian designs, proving strong cultural exchanges. By the 14th century AD, Arab traders and missionaries spread Islam throughout the islands, particularly in Mindanao and Sulu. Arabic script even influenced Baybayin, the ancient Filipino writing system. Islamic governance structures strengthened the sultanates, making them more resilient against colonial invasions. But beyond warfare and trade, pre-colonial Filipinos had rich cultural traditions. Oral literature thrived, with epic tales passed down through generations. Stories of legendary heroes, mythical creatures, and gods filled the imaginations of ancient Filipinos. The Hinilawod of the Visayans and the Darangan of the Maranaos are examples of these elaborate oral epics. These stories were not just entertainment, but also a way of preserving history, teaching moral lessons, and instilling cultural values. Social structures in pre-colonial Philippines were highly organized. The Datu, or chieftain, led the barangay, a community that functioned like a small independent state. Below them were the warriors and noble class, followed by freemen and then slaves, who were often war captives. Despite these hierarchies, many aspects of pre-colonial society allowed for social mobility. A person could rise through bravery in battle, wealth, or exceptional skills. Religious beliefs were deeply ingrained in daily life, with Filipinos worshipping deities that govern nature, war, and fertility. Babaylans, or spiritual leaders, played significant roles as healers, diviners, and keepers of ancient knowledge. Rituals, festivals, and ceremonies were performed to honor the spirits and seek their guidance in times of war, harvest, and personal struggles. These international connections and societal structures prove one thing: the Philippines was not a collection of isolated tribes waiting to be discovered. It was already part of a vast and thriving network of civilizations. Despite this rich history, much of what we are taught today focuses on the Spanish conquest and colonial rule. But the story of pre-colonial Philippines is one of greatness, resilience, and untold achievements. It is a history that challenges the notion that the islands were merely waiting for colonizers to bring civilization. By uncovering these lost civilizations, we reclaim a powerful narrative, one that reminds us that the Philippines was a land of kings, warriors, and thriving trade hubs, deeply connected to the rest of the world. And who knows, perhaps more secrets of our pre-colonial past are still waiting to be discovered. Do you think we've been taught enough about the lost civilizations of the Philippines? What surprises you the most about our forgotten history? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into forgotten history. Stay curious, and see you in the next episode of Beyond Time TV.